am I trying to say here? Mom, you're me trying to be inspirational. I have done something bad and his friend knows me. Blah, 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 blah. My family's listening. You were the author of your story. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am in a new filming space because I am back home with my parents for the summer, for most of the summer right now. We will get into all the details of that, but this is my filming space for today. It is a very cloudy day right now, so I'm kind of like working with lighting, so bear with me. But if you are new here and stumbling across this video and we don't know each other yet, my name is Michaela Jane. I am Michaela Jane or McJanie over on Instagram. I post a lot of lifestyle, fashion, beauty, fitness stuff. So if you want to check out any of that, and if you're interested, go over there, toss me a follow. I would appreciate it so much. But I wanted to do a Q&A kind of get to know me video because I realized I actually haven't really done one of these before in the years that I have been in blogging. So I am really excited about this. I have my questions that you guys sent in right here, and I'm gonna answer a couple like other random ones that I've been asked over the years. And I don't know why I've taken this long to make this video, but we're here, we made it. Okay, so let's get into it. A question that I get asked so much is, how did you get into blogging? Any tips? How do you stay so consistent? What's the best way to grow? So I'm gonna start off with like the biggest question with probably the longest answer. And I guess long story short, I was in university. I studied business at McEwen University in Edmonton, which is where I grew up. Edmonton girl. I was studying for a major in management, and I was doing blogging on the side, and I started blogging because I took a trip with my girlfriend to New York, and she was just posting photos and using the hashtags, and she's like loved showing her outfits. And I was there with her, and she was like, why don't you try to do this as well? Because it's so much fun. We can do it together. We can help each other. And I already loved like styling pieces, styling outfits together. So I was like, literally, why not? Let's give it a go. So while I was in New York, we were just like taking photos, and I realized that this is so much fun. So I kind of like kept that hobby as a, I guess you could say, a creative outlet while I was in school. And it was so nice. I was also riding competitively at the time as well, but I just loved doing or taking photos and showcasing my outfits. And at first it was kind of something that was really frowned upon, I guess you could say. In my city, I was made fun of for it, and people didn't necessarily like understand it, and it was just like super hard. I wouldn't say super hard, but it was just something that people just didn't understand, and I just knew that it was something that I really enjoyed doing. So I found, now looking back on it, I think it was so important that I stuck with it and didn't listen to everyone just saying like, it's not worth it, it's so embarrassing, why are you taking photos of yourself? You should be like doing anything else but what you're doing, basically. And I was just like, nope, I'm gonna keep doing this. And basically I did. I didn't listen to anyone, and I'm so grateful that I just stuck with what I was passionate about and didn't really listen to anyone else, because I now have like my dream job and the freedom, everything. I'm my own boss, and I find being my own boss too, like if you work for yourself, you know that you determine your success in life. So I just love being hungry and working really hard, and really you determine how successful you're gonna be. So if you want to sleep in and push things off, that's up to you, but you're not gonna like conquer your goals faster. So basically like you determine everything in your life basically. And I just love with my job and being my own boss that I am writing my own script basically. I'm not like relying on anyone. I only have myself to rely on, so I love that. But so I was in New York, we were shooting, loved it, brought it back with me to Edmonton, was doing it while I was in school, and that was fun, loved it. And I remember it was my last year, I was just like pulling outfits. I would go to Forever 21 and buy like random outfits that I personally loved, and I just wanted to showcase my style online so badly. So I was doing whatever I could to make it work and like shoot as much as I could. So back in the day when you were saying, how do you stay so consistent? I feel like it was just like kind of ingrained in me from day one. And my girlfriends that are in like this industry as well will say that I will literally be like, okay, how many outfits are we gonna shoot today? 15? Perfect. Not actually, but I am that person that like, I just wanna like crank out outfits. I wanna be really proud of my work. And I really toned that back, but not that I'm not proud of it, but in terms of like quantity, I don't shoot as much anymore. But before I was posting 3 photos per day, and each photo was a different outfit, which is insanity. And it just kind of worked for me at the time. The algorithm was like really favoring consistency and photos, which, as if you're on Instagram now, you know that everything is kind of changing and evolving with more video content. But at the time, I loved creating photos, so it was perfect for me. And I think that's kind of just how I grew, just stayed super consistent. I was showcasing what I truly loved, and I was kind of playing around with like different niches, like if I wanted to be a little bit more edgy and colorful or whatever. And I kind of like figured out what I liked, which it comes down to, I feel like my style is very versatile. Like one day I'm edgy, the next day I'm boho. So it's kind of like always switching for me, which I really like. But last year of university, I was still posting 3 times a day, working my butt off at university and riding as well. Also working a full-time job, serving. Fun times, fun times. I got a job opportunity. It was my first job opportunity to travel for vlogging, and it was during the school year, but it was like summertime when I got this opportunity, and I made the choice, which looking back on, I do want to finish, but I made the choice to take a semester off, and it was my last semester. My last semester of school to go on this brand trip. And this was something that just like pushed me forward, and I didn't go back to school. Long story short, I was obsessed with what I was doing still to this day. And I'm so grateful that I honestly like took that leap to leave school, but also like leave my job, leave everything, and really put everything that I had into this. And years later, I couldn't be happier. So if that is to show you anything, it's to really go after your goals, regardless of what people say. I feel like if I listened to people, I would be doing like an office job that I hated. I just cannot see myself doing that. I love working for myself. So long story short, follow your dreams. Don't care what people say. Find what fuels your fire and chase that, because your purpose in life will, what am I trying to say here? What am I trying to say? Me trying to be inspirational. You are the author of your story. So if you want to chase something, if you want to become a blogger, or if you want to put out a song or create a interior design company, go for it. Go for it. Try as hard as you can. And if you fail, try again. Trust me, it's so worth it. I hope that really like kind of answers enough about how I started blogging. Okay, did you go to school? I kind of like briefly told you about that, but yes, I started actually in sciences, then I transferred into Bachelor of Commerce, which is business. I know it's a little bit different in the States, but I majored in management. And honestly, I didn't really love school. I hate public speaking. I feel like I've gotten way better with it, but my major was like a major that was all public speaking, and it just like traumatized me. So it was great looking back. I feel like with the marketing as well, that like was intertwined with business, I really was able to use it in my job now that I have. I was without management in blogging for around like 2 years, and you really learn how to like negotiate, how to sell yourself, like all the marketing techniques that you are actually taught. So I did bring my learning, my education with me into my job. Okay, how did you grow your Instagram? Consistency, being very consistent. I remember when like the algorithm was going like this for a while, which like now it's just like that. But at the beginning, when it was starting to just like up and down, I feel like it kind of went in waves with people. And one day, like my best friend was doing so amazing, and the algorithm was like pushing me down. So at this time, I remember people were like taking breaks and getting really discouraged with it. And I just remember I was like, nope, like we gotta keep posting, we gotta keep going for it. And I never took a break. So I really think consistency is so key in this industry, regardless of the algorithm. Just keep pushing forward, it will get better. How is it being back in Edmonton? It's really nice. The weather is absolute shit, but it has been so nice being home, being able to spend time with my family. Jack has not literally left my side since I have been home. We have slept together every night. I feel like I have definitely grown out of Edmonton in a way. I just feel like there's not like the same opportunity here anymore for me, and I feel almost like stagnant when I'm here. So I'm here because I had to come back obviously for my sister's wedding. My sister got married and it was like the most magical day ever. I had to come back for that, and I'm working on my visa currently, which I'm not really going to talk about. I'll talk about it when it's like all said and done, but my lawyer just said, you know, keep it on the wraps for right now. But yes, I am happy to be home. I'm happy to see my family. I went to the farm, the lake, tons of times. I'm going to be spending like every weekend at the lake. As you guys know, if you've followed me for a long time, it is my favorite place to be. So I've already been out there a lot, surfing and all that good stuff. But yes, I definitely do not see myself ever really living in Edmonton for a long period of time again. I love the summers and I love the fall here, but I'm also just like, I hate how harsh the winter is. Like -30 days are just simply not okay, and I'm just not made for that. Not made for it. So if there's anywhere else in Canada that I could see myself, it would probably be either Vancouver or Toronto. Vancouver seems really appealing to me. I love being by the ocean, I love being by the mountains, and it's a quick drive to both. But the one thing that I don't like about it is the rain. Even like it's raining today and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm happy right now. But it's the one thing. So, do you like LA? Yes, I do. It's very different. It is, if you've ever been to LA, it is a very hectic place, especially like comparing it to Edmonton. But there is just like so much opportunity. There is so much happening. I love the weather. I love how you can like go outside, go for walks, go to the beach, go hiking, you can go skiing. Like skiing is like 3 hours away, and then 3 hours away from that it's like +30. It's just like wild. It's been really great in terms of opportunity for work. I feel like since I got there for the 6 months, I was just like running on my feet all the time, like constantly doing stuff, which I love. Like I love staying really busy. It's definitely not a place that I see myself really settling down in. I don't see myself, like if I have a family, ever staying there. It's just like a little bit too hectic in that sense. But I think right now, like I'm young and I'm really pursuing my work and like ultimately trying to find my purpose and like what I want to give out to the world. So it has been so amazing in terms of growth as a person. And if you followed me on Instagram, you knew or know that I've been through kind of a lot in Edmonton in terms of one really bad relationship. And it has just been so nice going away and getting out of the city and experiencing so much new everything instead of just like reminders of like the traumatic past, basically. So LA has been so great for that. And I feel like I've found my friend group there. All my girlfriends there are so amazing, so supportive. And I truly feel like they have made sure to make me feel like family since moving there. I have girlfriends there now that I like was talking to my family about, and we seriously have like those good deep belly laughs that you look for in friendships. And I'm just like so happy with the group that I have there. Obviously I have Victor as well, my boyfriend, and he has made it like such a seamless transition and like always making me feel so welcome with like friends and like events and introducing me to people and connections. So it's honestly been so great. There's been times where I've obviously really missed home, and it's been hard with my visa, like not being able to come back and visit. So this summer, it's like my time to really take it in and take in time with my family, see my friends here, spend time with Jack, and just like take it all in, because you don't realize how hard it is to not be able to go back home until you're not able to go back home, until you're literally stuck somewhere. So lots of tears during my time in LA, but hopefully when this all kind of like hopefully works out, I'll be able to travel back and forth. Okay, I feel like I'm kind of like, I've read these questions, so I feel like I'm kind of answering them as we go, but the next question is, where do you see yourself settling down? And I kind of mentioned how I don't see myself settling down in LA. It's really good for work right now and like being young and pursuing like lots of different things, but it's not a place that I could really see myself settling down with like my husband, and like if I get a husband and if I have a family, it is not a place that I really see us staying. There's lots of beautiful places in the world and lots of places that I would like to explore, and I could see myself in Texas, I could see myself in Vancouver, I could see myself in Toronto. So lots of different options, but don't really see myself in Edmonton, maybe down the road longer, like once I have a family and stuff, but don't really see myself here anymore. Don't really see myself in LA, but Texas looks really appealing to me, like Austin or Vancouver. So that's that. How did you heal from your bad breakup in Edmonton? This one is a long one, and it's still in the process. I feel like healing is a long process, and I can finally really say that I am like happy. I wouldn't say happy for what I went through, is probably not the best word, because what I went through was like extremely traumatic and not good. But I'm happy for the person that it made me out to be to this day. I'm happy for the lessons I learned, and I feel like I am that young girl that I was. If there's so many things I could tell my younger self, like I wish I could, but I just feel like now I am just so much stronger and so much more evolved, and I now realize that I wouldn't be the person I am today without those experiences to shape me. But in terms of healing, lots of time with family, lots of time with friends, boundaries, saying no, doing what I really wanted to do, taking time for myself, and really like kind of honing in on who I am as a person and trying to get that self-worth back of that was like taken from me. So it just came to lots of time. I did do therapy. It wasn't my favorite thing, to be honest. Maybe that was just, I didn't keep going and I didn't really find the person that was right for me. But I do believe that therapy is such a great thing in terms of like really talking about your emotions. But I had such an amazing group of people surrounding me at the time where I was out there. They were always really open to hearing me out and talking to me about situations and really helping me in my process of healing and becoming my new like best self. So if I could give like advice, I do want to figure out a way to help people if they have been through a really traumatic abusive, like narcissistic relationships to be able to help them. And I know like during that time I felt like so alone because you don't want to talk about it, you don't want anyone to really know what's going on, and I want to open up a space for people to know that no, you are not alone and this happens, and to help people initially. Oh, but I want mom. No. I want to find a way to really help people. So I'm still in the process of kind of figuring out what I'm going to do with that. I was thinking about maybe doing like a YouTube episode where you guys can send me in questions about like relationships or things that you're going through or things that you've like seen or you're feeling, because when I tell you, girl, I have been through it all. Everything you could possibly think of, I have been through it. So, I mean, absolutely not everything, but a lot of shit. Been through a lot of shit. So I want to help people in that. And I feel like I really can now that I have healed and like have really taken a step back out and seen it for what it was and seen how I recovered and how I got there. So if you guys have any like questions or if you have any ideas for me with how I can help people, I would love any insight. So feel free to comment or DM me because I really need to figure this out. And I really want to help people with this kind of stuff. Okay, goals for this year. Big goal is my visa. It has been a long-winded process and honestly, it's been like insanely stressful, but and expensive. So that's really my goal. I really want things to work out and I'm literally crossing like every limb and manifesting, writing it down, praying, all of things. I just really see myself in the States and I want this to work out. So fingers crossed. So that's a big goal. I financially put in a lot to this and mentally, emotionally, everything. So that's a big goal for the year. Started that back in January, so we're still in the process and it is a process, let me tell you. Okay, another goal is to kind of really hone in on my purpose in life and how I like what I can give to people and how I can help them. So I love what I do and I love like inspiring people online and with like fitness and beauty and fashion, and I seriously love that. And I love that even if I can inspire like 10 people, 2 people, that's enough for me. But I really want to find like a bigger purpose and I'm not really sure where it's going to take me yet, but the brain's working, the brain's thinking, so we're going to figure it out. But if it's in terms of like helping people in relationship stuff or whatever, we're going to figure it out. Okay, how do you eat healthy and maintain it? I don't have any restrictions with my diet. I really eat kind of like whatever I want, and I mean, I used to. I actually do try to like pull it back a little bit more, I guess you could say, but I don't really restrict myself with anything. I tried doing no gluten and I like couldn't do it. I tried doing no dairy, couldn't really do it, and my skin has really improved. But in terms of like food, I don't really restrict myself, but I don't also eat horribly either. I feel like I eat actually pretty healthy. Going out obviously is it's not the best, and I did have a problem with going out when I was in LA because there's always a place to be. But being home, that was also part of the question, is especially being back home and being with your family, how do you maintain a healthy diet? And I'm really lucky because my family loves eating healthy and my dad's passion is actually cooking and he's like so insanely talented with it. So they cook very like on a very healthy scale. So makes me very blessed to be here. How do you stay so consistent? Covered that one. Age difference between you and Viktor. Okay, we are 7 years apart, and a big question was, how did you guys like find each other again in life? And I was in LA, and my best friend Ashley, we were like talking, and she was like, oh, like I wonder if Brennan has any friends, Brennan is her husband, has any friends that you would be into. And I was like, oh, like I don't know, show me anyone. Let's see, let's take a peek. So she pulls up Viktor's page, and the first thing that I saw was his freaking wake surfing video with cowboy boots on, chugging a beer. And I was like, if this doesn't explain or like represent me, I don't know what does. Like, this is me in a man's body right now. And yeah, so I was like creeping his page, kind of like looked at everything, and I was like, yeah, like I'm down to meet him. I'm in LA for like a few more days, so let's do something. And she reached out to him, and he was actually going on a hike, so he couldn't meet up, and we wanted to do like a double date, and he was back from the hike, and I had 2 days left in town. So I was like, okay, 2 days, I need to get this going. Like, I need to get this going. I can't wait for lightning to strike. Like, I need to figure this out and get this date going. So I messaged Ashley, and I was like, hey, is anything happening? She's like, oh, I haven't heard back. So I DM'd this guy, Viktor, and I was like, hey, basically like, hey, you wanna hang out? And he was like, yeah, let's do it. So we went to the beach. We actually got ice cream, went to the beach, and then had a fire, and it was so nice. And then I woke up the next day, and he texted me, and he was like, hey, I want to go to a movie today. So we hung out 2 days in a row, and then I flew home. And then I ended up coming back, and it just kind of like evolved our relationship. But we actually found out his friend, Viktor texted me and was like, hey, what were you doing on X date like 6 years ago? And I instantly panicked. I was with Tessa, and I was like, Bobber, what was I doing? And she was like scrolling through my Instagram because I didn't have photos from 6 years ago. So like frantically scrolling, trying to find what I was doing. And I was in Vegas for my first girls trip to Vegas, and Vegas was wild. I was terrified. I'm like, what was I doing on that day? I don't know. And I was like, oh, I was in Vegas. And he was like, but what were you doing? And I was like, oh shit. Oh shoot. I have done something bad, and his friend knows me or like something. And he sent me a photo, and it was him and the friend that messaged him, and then Wes, and we had met this like group of guys on our first day party in Vegas. So Viktor and I met, and it's just like, it's so crazy how we like came back somehow into each other's lives. Like, we didn't have each other's phone numbers. It's like beyond me. So life is just crazy. And obviously at that time, like, I was not ready for a serious relationship, and he probably wasn't either. So 6 years later, we were somehow brought back into each other's lives. The world works in weird ways, but yeah, that is the story of kind of like how we met and how we re-met 6 years later down the road. So yes, crazy, crazy times. I'm gonna give you guys some like random facts about me before I wrap this up, because I feel like this video is actually gonna be so long. Again, if you have any other questions like industry wise, feel free to comment below, and I can also do like a Q&A about work, industry, management, all that good stuff. Actually, I feel like I missed a question. Okay, yeah, I did. What does your management do? So I am signed with a unreal, amazing management company. They're called Jabber House, and I adore them. Absolutely adore them. I've been with other agencies before, and Jabber House just like blows my mind out of the water. They are so encouraging, so great as like part of my team, part of being a part of their team. They're just the best. But they basically handle my negotiations, so like my incoming emails, they handle my rates, they handle contracts, they handle just like scheduling, because I need help with my calendar. So they like update that for me, and they're just ultimately the best. I didn't have management, like I said, for 2 years when I was first starting with blogging, And it was really fun kind of like figuring out the ins and outs of negotiations, brands, how brands kind of work. If you give out your rate and they're like, oh no, sorry, we can't do that or meet you there. I love pushing back, and then we're like, oh, okay, no problem. And then they come back, and it was just like honestly so much fun, but I got too busy, so needed management. And Jabber House, like, cannot recommend them enough. They are so incredible. Okay, random facts about me. Let's think here. So I used to ride horses competitively, and I really miss it. I will get back to riding hopefully one day. I really want to, and it's something that like brings me so much joy. Unfortunately, I was injured quite badly. I had 3 bad falls. My first one was my ankle, and fun fact, I'll actually show you guys my x-ray right here. I completely blew up my ankle. I have 2 pins, as you can see, or not 2 pins, 2 plates along the sides, 2 pins in the middle, and then 4 screws, and you can actually like feel it alongside my ankle. If you look close enough, actually in some of my Instagram photos, you can probably see like my Frankenstein scar. It's 2 of them. It's pretty intense. So I fell off. The fall was like super silly and a really easy fall, but it was just how my ankle like hit the ground. And when I tell you, it was the most painful thing I've ever felt. I was lying there and like picking up the dirt on the ground and just like throwing it. I just remember it was just excruciating. So that was not fun. And that kind of took away some of my confidence with riding, unfortunately. So healed up and went back to competing, but my confidence wasn't really there the same way it was. I was just like a wild child before and would get on anything, but I was scared after that. So it kind of like hurt me with riding, and I really want to get back and with like the same confidence I have, but like I'm older now than I was, and I had a couple falls like getting back, and things don't heal the same as when you're younger. I swear to God, it's like a hangover. Like it just gets worse. Your body just, it's tough. So used to ride competitively. I want to get back into it at some point, but I'm just trying to kind of hustle with work and to be able to really give it my all. So I want to, that's the word I'm looking for, like I want to really hustle with work so I can afford to compete and do all the things. So just like really focusing on work right now, but that is definitely something that I love and enjoy doing, and I will get back into it. Another fun fact. Fun fact, I love surfing, as you guys see from my cabin. If you don't know me or we haven't met yet, I love being in the water. I have a tattoo of a wave on my bikini line, and it's my favorite place to be. So big water girl. My parents like made sure we were always like in the water growing up, and that just was like the best thing ever for us, because we are not, my sister and I are not scared of the water whatsoever. And actually learning how to surf in the ocean, different place. The ocean, I mean both lake and ocean, but Mother Nature, the ocean, can be very scary. So I've definitely been humbled a few times in the ocean, but still regardless, we'll always have a deep love for water. My favorite color is purple, but I honestly love all colors. I love like a turquoise blue, love yellow. So I love honestly all the colors, but I feel like forever my favorite color has been purple, but I never really wear purple, so I can explain that one. I am 27. I'm turning 28 in a month. I have a sister. Her name is Laura, and my family's dog, his name is Jack. You guys probably see him all the time on my Instagram. I'm obsessed with him. We've always had Irish setters growing up, and they're just like the best, craziest, the best dog. What else? What else is interesting about me? My favorite drink of choice is beer, Clamato, and Tabasco. Actually, probably mostly Tabasco, and the cheapest beer you can find is my favorite. So like PBR or Kokanee, I just love like a good, inexpensive beer. It's just like so good. I'm not a big craft beer girl at all. I feel like they like give me a headache, but love a good cheap beer. good for the bank too. Yeah, okay, well, I'm going to end this Q&A here because we are hitting 40 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and getting to know me. If you guys have any other questions, I would love to do another one of these Q&As before. It was actually really nice just like sitting down and chatting about all things life. So again, my name is Michaela Jane, McJaney over on Instagram. I have lifestyle, beauty, fashion, all the things over on there. So be sure to check it out. And whatever you guys want to see in my next video, I would love a comment, thumbs up. Let me know what you'd like to see because I have all the time being home on my hands. So let me know. I hope you guys have the best day and I will see you guys again soon in my next video.